If you spent any time growing up in the rural Midwest, you know there's a specific sound that defines a summer morning. It's not the birds or the wind in the corn. It's the rhythmic, steady thrum of a 6-cylinder diesel waking up in a shed 3 farms over. For over 60 years, that sound has most likely been coming from a John Deere 4020. Reason: a standard baseline speed establishes a grounded, professional tone for the introduction. To an outsider, it's just an old tractor with fading green paint. But to those of us who make a living with our hands, the 4020 is a masterpiece of industrial survival. We live in an era where technology moves so fast that a tractor bought 5 years ago is already considered obsolete. Often, its software simply can't handle the latest update. Reason: slightly faster pacing emphasizes the contrast between rapid tech cycles and enduring machinery. Yet, here we are, in the middle of a high-tech agricultural revolution, and the 4020 is still out there earning its keep. It's the tractor that refused to die. Today, we're going to tear down exactly why that is, from the metallurgical choices in the engine block to the cold, hard math of the American farm's balance sheet. Reason: a steady pace ensures the technical roadmap of the video is clearly understood by the listener. To understand the 4020, you have to understand the crisis that preceded it. In the late 1950s, John Deere was at a crossroads. They had built their entire reputation on the 2-cylinder, Johnny Popper, engines. Those machines were legendary for their simplicity. But they had hit a ceiling. Farmers needed speed, smooth power, and a machine that didn't shake the operator out of the seat. Reason: a slightly slower speed provides the necessary weight for the historical context and the crisis narrative. The transition to the new generation of power was a massive gamble. Deere spent millions to reinvent their entire lineup. When the 4010 arrived in 1960, it was a shock to the system. But it was the 4020, arriving in late 1963, that truly cemented Deere as the undisputed leader of the field. It was a refinement of everything they learned in that first messy transition. Reason: this neutral speed maintains momentum as the script moves from history into technical success. Let's get under the hood, because that's where the business of farming actually happens. The 404 cubic inch inline 6 is one of the most honest engines ever cast in iron. As a mechanic, you appreciate the logic of this block. It's naturally aspirated, which means you don't have the heat stress and complexity of a turbocharger. In the 404, there is a massive amount of overhead. Reason: slower delivery helps the listener process the technical engine specifications and mechanical logic. The cylinder walls are thick. The crankshaft is built like it belongs in a locomotive. And the cooling passages are oversized. This engine wasn't designed to win a drag race. It was designed to run at 190 degrees for 14 hours a day. Year after year, without the head warping. When you're pushing through a heavy draft load, you can hear the governor open up, and that 6-cylinder just hunkers down and digs. Reason: a deliberate, heavy pace mirrors the hunker down imagery of a high-torque engine. In the shop, we see these engines come in with 8,000 or 9,000 hours on them. And the cross-hatching is often still visible on the cylinder walls. That is the definition of capital efficiency. You aren't just buying horsepower, you're buying a decade of uptime before you even have to think about a major overhaul. It's an investment that pays for itself through sheer durability. Reason: increasing the speed conveys the value and efficiency discussed in the text. The introduction of the power-shift transmission was another moment where Deere dared the rest of the industry to keep up. Before this, shifting a tractor was a chore. You had to stop, clutch, and grind into gear. The 4020's power shift allowed for on-the-go shifting without a clutch. From an operational standpoint, this was a game-changer for labor efficiency. Reason: balanced pacing introduces a new mechanical feature without overwhelming the listener. It meant a less experienced operator could handle the machine without burning out a clutch in a single afternoon. It also meant you could maintain your momentum. In farming, momentum is everything. If you lose your speed in a soft spot, you're stuck. The power shift kept the tires turning and the PTO RPM steady, which is critical for work like baling or forage chopping. Reason: a quicker tempo reflects the ideas of momentum and efficiency described in the passage. Now, let's talk about the business lens, right to repair, and the cost of electronic dependency. In 2026, if a modern 8RX has a failure in the SCR system, the tractor is a dead weight. You have to wait until a technician with a laptop shows up. That technician costs $150 an hour just to drive to your gate. The 4020 is the ultimate hedge against that reality. Reason: a slightly slower pace adds gravity to the modern crisis of repair costs. It is a purely mechanical organism. You have a mechanical injection pump, a simple electrical system, and a hydraulic system you can troubleshoot with a pressure gauge and a wrench. For a mid-sized operation, the 4020 represents freedom from the dealer's service department. A farmer who can spend a rainy Saturday fixing a leak himself is saving thousands of dollars in annual operating expenses. Reason: this pace highlights the practical, arbitrage, and financial benefits of mechanical simplicity. The hydraulic system on the 4020 was another area where Deere out-engineered everyone. They used a closed center system that only pumped oil when there was a demand. This meant you had instant hydraulics. When you hit the lever to lift a heavy planter, it reacted immediately. This wasn't just about comfort, it was about precision. As implements got larger, this system broke the bottleneck. Reason: faster delivery underscores the instant reaction and lack of wasted energy in the system. It could run hydraulic motors, lift heavy discs, and still have enough flow left for effortless power steering. For an operator, that power steering was a godsend. It reduced fatigue, which meant you could stay in the field longer during critical weather windows. If you can put in an extra 2 hours of work because you aren't fighting the wheel, that's an extra 20 acres planted before the rain hits. Reason: this maintains a steady flow for the math portion of the productivity argument. Because Deere produced nearly 200,000 4020s, every salvage yard in the country is full of them. Every major aftermarket company has their parts on the shelf. You can buy a brand new radiator or even a complete engine rebuild kit and have it on your porch by Tuesday. The 4020 is the most supported piece of equipment in the history of agriculture. Reason: a brisk pace emphasizes the ease and speed of the modern parts supply chain. Let's talk about ergonomics. Before the new generation tractors, you sat on a tractor, feeling every bump in your spine. Deere moved the operator station forward. Between the wheels, they introduced the scientific seat, which had actual suspension. They moved the controls to a clean console that was easy to reach. This might sound like soft stuff, but it has a direct impact on the bottom line. Reason: a slower, more deliberate speed emphasizes the physical comfort and human element of the design. Then there is the resale curve. In 1968, a new 4020 might have cost you $10,000. Today, a clean, well-maintained model will easily bring $15,000 to $20,000 at auction. Find me another asset you can use for 60 years and then sell for more than you paid for it. It is the ultimate hedge against inflation. It's green gold in the shed. Reason: high energy and speed mirror the excitement of a high-value auction and financial gain. So why does it still matter today? Because agriculture is a business of margins, and the 4020 has the lowest cost per acre of almost any machine ever built. It doesn't require a subscription or high-speed internet. It just requires diesel, oil, and a bit of respect. It's the tractor that's saving the farm today by being the reliable, mechanical heart of the operation. Reason: a slower, grounded pace drives home the central thesis regarding the cost per acre. Every time I see a 4020 still out there pulling a rake, I'm reminded that good iron never goes out of style. You can keep your plastic panels and your touchscreens. I'll stick with Waterloo steel. As long as there is dirt to be moved and crops to be harvested. There will be a 4020 somewhere in the field, proving that legends don't retire, they just keep working. Reason. A slow, punchy conclusion provides a strong sense of finality and respect for the machine.